How's it going, YouTube? HeirofCarthage here. I guess I could show you myself. I don't know how well you can see me because I'm using my little camera here, not my cell phone. I look pretty disheveled, so I'm going to turn the camera away from me so that people don't turn the video off right away. So what I'm here to do is to show you my my new computer setup. I am moved into my new house. It's been a little hectic. I wanted to bring this to you sooner, but obviously I had a lot going on. And it didn't work out. So this is my little crappy computer desk that I bought because I don't really want to spend a lot of money on the desk. I already spent plenty on the computer. This is my router sitting out on the floor, pointed towards the Xbox. It's an N600 dual band router, and even though my Xbox is just over down the hall and down the stairs, I still get a terrible signal. I don't know if it's just me, but can anybody else tell me, doesn't the Xbox 360 seem to have just like an awful wireless receiver in it? It's like it doesn't receive anything. There's my cable modem. I am running cable internet here, and of course I got my little subwoofer there and some speakers, and then of course my recording headset, which is just I haven't showed this in a long time. I think I showed my headset a long time ago. I'm using a Turtle Beach. I believe it's an X11. It's a great headset to record with. It's relatively affordable, Ear Force X11. I think they're a different color now when you see them in the store. Great headset, good quality, good sound, good recording volume. It's got a little cover on the mic there to help out with noise and all that kind of stuff. It's really handy. The rest of my setup, a lot of gamers disagree with this, but I like it just for the sake of getting rid of some cords. I'm using a wireless keyboard. I think mine's just a Logitech. It's not a gaming keyboard. It's not backlit like I'd like, but it works well. It's nice. And same thing, wireless mouse. A lot of gamers won't use a wireless mouse either, just in case the battery dies in the middle of a tournament or something, but I guess I'm not that serious. Of course, here's my computer in its put together form. You can see that the fans that came with the case do have LED lights, which is pretty slick. It's completely unnecessary, but it's pretty slick. So right here, of course, these are the two front fans, which I believe those are 120s. They could be 140s. To be honest, I don't remember if they're I think they're 120s on the front, two 120s. Over here, this is a 200 millimeter case fan that's on the side that blows straight onto the graphics card and towards the motherboard. Helps keep things clean. I've showed you all this before, but just to show you when it's together, I'll kind of show you what it looks like from several angles, and then I'll open up the case and show you how I did my cord management and show you all the parts. The machine is running right now, by the way, so I'll show you what it looks like. I'm just using a 19-inch monitor. I don't have a 1080 monitor. I need to get one. I just got done rendering a video. You can see there. And I am running Windows 8 on the machine. Some of you really seem to be bashing on Windows 8. I'm sure you have reasons for not liking it, but to be quite honest, if you're just an amateur gamer and kind of computer enthusiast like me, there's not going to be anything wrong with Windows 8. In fact, I kind of like it. I just took the top panel off, this kind of dust guard thing, and I was going to show you what the insides look like from the top. That's my graphics card that we're looking down on, and then there's an on-off switch on the motherboard you can kind of see there. I'll get you a better view here in a second, but the fans are running right now, by the way. And as you can hear, or maybe not hear, it's not very loud. And I've noticed that under load, the hottest my processor gets is about 65 Celsius. If I got an aftermarket heatsink, there's the heatsink on the processor too, that I'm kind of zoomed up on right here. If I got an aftermarket heatsink, it would cool it down, but to be honest, the processor's not running at dangerous levels. And I think at idle, my processor goes down all the way to under 30 C, or I don't remember what the jump is, to be honest, but it's running well within the recommended temperatures that I've seen, so I feel no reason to get an aftermarket heatsink, especially since I'm not going to overclock this anytime soon. But, you know, from the numbers I've seen, an aftermarket heatsink will take the heat way down, but I think that's really only necessary if you're wildly overclocking it, and you can probably even do some overclocking without the heatsink. One more time, I'll show you the front panel of my computer. There's two USB 3.0s. I've got my wireless equipment plugged into one. There's USB 3.0s in the back too. You can see the power switch there. There's a mic and a headphone jack, but I was using those to record with whenever I did my live broadcast, and I think that may have been what was causing the noise. When I plugged into the back, I didn't get any of the weird interference. So to be honest, I've probably screwed something up, or need to hook something up right. I think I'm getting some interference from the front ones. There's a firewire line there that I don't need or use. These two other switches here that you can kind of barely see, one of them is the fan speed toggle switch. There's a fan controller in this case. I can kick it down into low, medium, or high. I usually just run them on high. They're not loud even on high. And this is the LED light, so I can push it and turn the LEDs off if I want. course you want them on. You know, your computer needs bling, right? So let me take the case apart and I'll show you the cable management and the inside of the case, how I ended up building it. By no means am I a pro, but I think I did an alright job. Some of you may disagree that know a lot more about computers, but I'll just show you what I did. Okay, I'm probably not going to get the best views ever, but I'm going to try and show you me doing a little bit of this. I wish I could do it up on a table, but I don't want to carry the whole computer downstairs to do this. So the Corsair case is pretty nice. It just comes with a couple of thumb screws on both sides. So I'm just going to hit these thumb screws. And I'm going to be gentle when I take this panel off because the fan is plugged into the controller and it's going to keep running even when I pull the panel off. Typically it'd probably be best to turn this off. But if I take it off gently, I left a lot of extra cord so that there'd be nothing to worry about. So as you can see, it's that easy to take off a side panel on the Corsair case. Most computer cases have this feature, which is good. That way it's just kind of tool free, and tool free is always good. That way it's easier to get your panels off. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to grab the camera here and show you all what we've got. So here's the inside of my machine while it's running. This is a mid-tower case. It's not a full case. It's big enough to me. It was big enough that it made my build easy. It is the biggest, heaviest computer I've ever had. So what I'm going to do, I am going to leave the LEDs on because it does help kind of backlight the case. These ones up front, though, are definitely kind of bright. This is my hard drive plugged in right here. I took out one of the drive bays that was previously situated here, and what that did was help free up some airflow from my fan straight back. I wasn't using the excess drive bays, so there was no sense in keeping it there. And then this is one of the drive bays. I can fit up to 4 either hard drives or solid state drives right here, either 2.5 or 3.5 inch, and that is my 2 terabyte hard drive that I'm running here. It's a Toshiba, like you all saw in the description. And I will put my new specs up on my channel when I post this video as well. There's the 200mm fan on the side of the case. As you can see here, like I showed you before, I say you might be able to see it, yeah. There's some fan mounts there, and you can, I think, put 2 140s or 1 200. 2 140s might be kind of a cool option. And all my fans are plugged into a fan controller that came with the case. It's pretty cool. That was one of the mounts that comes off the fan controller. And the rest of my fans are behind the cable management system. So let me try and get up close here. I'm gonna take the tripod off my camera so I have a little more room real quick. Sorry for the shaking, it's just me taking off the tripod. So I'm gonna get in a little closer. The lighting is a little bit funky. Let me see if I can use the lights on this fan to maybe get some more in there. No? Well, heck. Let me get a flashlight real quick so I can show it to you all better. Okay, I've got a flashlight going now in the form of my cell phone's LED for the flash. This is my power supply, so you can see it's bottom mounted in the Corsair case. And you can kind of see from right here that there are holes underneath it where the fan can run, and there is a dust guard too that comes on these cases. I'm going to put my light down because I can't hold it and take out the dust guard, but right down here there's a dust guard. As you can see, I'll show it to you there. It's kind of pulled out part way. That's cool because it'll help keep stuff from sucking up. I'm keeping my computer, it's not directly on the carpet. I don't really have anything strong enough to mount it on like a table or anything, so I just put these boards under it to keep it from touching the carpet. And also it's got its own little rubber supports that put some distance between the bottom of the case and the boards. You can see the cable management system, which is right back here. I don't have 3 hands, so it's going to be pretty hard for me to show you exactly. There's a good view of it. You can see where the cables are running behind the motherboard mounting piece, and then there's also a hole right back there where I've got some cables running out behind where the motherboard is mounted. So that's one thing you'll notice overall. There's not really a lot of cords running in and around my fans and heatsink, which is one of the things that I loved about this Corsair case, is that it kept my cable management in really good shape. This is my, well, I'm going to have to put down my flashlight. This is my graphics card. This is the GTX 760, and I'm running the WindForce edition. I'll kind of see, I don't know how much you can see because it's going to be pretty dark. I'll try and get underneath it. You can't really see it good, but it's got 3 fans on it. It runs very cool and very quiet, and that's just the power supply plugged into the graphics card. This is my the heat sink. My processor's under there. I am running the i7 4770K, and of course you can see the gigabyte stuff there from my motherboard behind it, which is running quite well. It's even got like a little fault code readout over here. Fortunately, I didn't have any faults. I'm going to turn the flashlight back on so you can see my RAM. There's 2 sticks of RAM there, 8 gigs each, which is those 2 long sticks you're seeing. So let me show you the cable management side. Let's get back over there. This is the best camera work I can do with 2 hands, folks. I only have 2 hands. I know it's hard to believe. You expect better out of Heir, but he's only got 2 hands. Here's the cable management side of my case. I can't get any further behind it at the moment, but you can see the cables run out and behind the casing. Those are all power cables, SATA cables, all the stuff that you need to plug in your computer. And then of course that's the back of my motherboard right there. There was already motherboard, or what do you call them, standoff mounts, which made my job a little easier. There's more power cables down the bottom. Anyway, that's my computer put together. Let me get back out in front of it again. Again, sorry for the crappy camera work. If you have any questions about anything in specific about how I build it, you can ask. I'm not a master. Oh, I forgot my optical drive is right up here too. So that's my optical drive. It's in a tool-free bay. You can just pull those clips and get to it. If you have any questions about how I built it, I can let you know. It's running great. Haven't had any issues, no crashes, nothing running funny. Of course, I'm not overclocking or doing anything else fancy. And you know, I'm not the best with computers, but if you, like I said, if you have any questions, you might leave them here. And a lot of my fans or viewers are good with them, and they might be able to give you some tips if you're planning on building your own rig. This computer does run Shogun 2 all out, and it runs it at, you know, anywhere from 50 to 60 frames per second. I would expect that it's going to run Rome 2 on very high or max settings. It's going to be very close because to be honest, the difference between the specs on the 2 games really isn't that different. But we'll see. Hopefully it runs well. That was the big idea for me getting this. Anyway, HeirofCarthage signing off for now. Hope you enjoyed this little tour of my computer.